Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel. You know you're rolling with B, the Bert, the Hurt Locker, the myth, the legend, Macho Bert. He's here rolling with Lanny, the Diplomats, guys, and we're here to talk to you about a deep dive in our taxable stock account.
Before we jump into that, everybody, smash the heck out of our subscribe button. Give this video as big of a thumbs up as you can. Ring that notification bell. Stop by our swag shop. Do whatever the heck you need to do to get the views flowing on this video, because this is going to be a lot of fun today. We're not just picking a stock and talking about it, running through the metrics. We are taking that deep dive into our portfolio. I'm going to share a pretty fun topic for you.
You know, Bert says it was summertime. He put his swimsuit on. He's on the diving board. And he's like, cannonball. Guys, we never really dive into what dividend stocks we hold in our accounts. And we thought tonight, we're recording this here on August 9th. Let's have a little conversation about the top 5 stocks that we each hold in our taxable brokerage account.
Yeah.
And Bert, why are we selecting the taxable account, my man?
Yeah, so we each have different accounts. Obviously, we have our taxable, we have our retirement accounts, we have our 401ks, our Roths, all that good stuff. But taxable is the easiest to access, obviously. You don't have to do any conversion. You don't have to pay any penalties. If you want to access the money, it's just there for the picking. So if one day you want to start living off that income right out of the gate, you don't want it to jump through any hoops, turn off that drip, see the dividends hit your account, and transfer that right into your bank account. So that's why we're focusing on taxable. Remember, it is the easiest to access at any moment in time if you want to get a hold of those dividends.
And I would argue too, as we dive into these 5 stocks, that these are probably some of your safer bets for dividend stock investing. Definitely looking at this list, these are low risk, long term, high reward over that long term. And Bert, I mean, roughly, do you think you've owned these stocks for multiple years, each of them?
For sure, I could tell you right out of the gate, just looking through them, each one of these outside of one were one of in my probably first 10 to 15 purchases that I've made, and then I would build through them over time. What about you, Lanny?
Yeah, there's actually one stock that I've owned, and you already know which one it is, that I've owned for 12 to 13 years, that this is all grown from my original initial investment. And it just shows you a few things, Bert, to
Yeah.
invest in, right?
Yeah, it shows you the importance of just getting started, just putting the money in while you can, because let time take care of and do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. These weren't for those, we didn't put the most money into these positions, but these positions have just grown over time because the value of the company's increased and because that dividends increase, getting the reinvestment there. So we're not saying our cost basis are the highest, is the market value that's the highest right now. So I think that's the interesting piece from here. So just remember, start early, start off and invest everything you can. Let Father Time take care of it from there.
And Father Time definitely grows up big time. And I know, yeah, like you said, this is just based on value, not what was put in. And I could tell that a lot of this is just growth because these companies grow earnings consistently because they're growing dividends consistently. And I would argue every stock on this list has a very safe dividend and a growing dividend, which is what dividend investors here want to hear, want to see. That's what the journey to financial freedom is all about, baby.
Yep. So, all right, we're going to jump right in. We're going to start the list off here. We're going to work backwards. We're going to start with number 5, then go 4, 3, 2, and then we will each disclose our largest individual holding. Remember, this is by market value. That may not be by dividend income, though. So for each one, we're going to talk about the stock, just give some brief background, some banter about it, what the market value is, and then how much forward dividend income we receive from that company.
All right, let's do it, guys. So the first stock here, number 5, again, top market value, not by dividend income, not by cost, but by market value. We're going to start with Canadian Imperial on my taxable account. Ticker symbol is CN, man. We're going into the big 6, one of the big 6 Canadian banks. I've owned and continue to buy them probably over the better part of the last 10 years. And guys, this position now is over $14,000, 14,126.71, and it produces over $730 in forward income.
It's the beauty of the big Canadian banks, strong dividends, great dividend history, delivering value. They say you can't go wrong picking one of the big six when you're going through it. So it's great. I mean, it's awesome. That's an old position for you too. This was definitely one of your older ones, right?
It definitely is. I know you also own it.
Yeah. They're in
I
my
remember.
Roth, otherwise they would be on this list. If they were in my taxable, they would definitely be on my list.
Well, there you guys have it. Number five for me, Canadian Imperial, 14,000, over $700 in income.
All right, number 5 for me, Archer Daniels Midland, ticker symbol ADM, the unsung dividend aristocrat from this list. I honestly, it has been such a long time since I've thought about ADM, since I even considered buying ADM, that I just completely forgotten just how much the market value of this position has grown. That's the incredible piece. We both went ham buying ADM. I can't even remember what year it was. There was a big dip in ADM. It might have been like 5 or 6 years ago, whatever it was. There was a big dip. You and I jumped all over this, and now we're reaping the benefits from it because, as we said, it's about getting the money in the market, let time take over. The stock price has just soared for ADM over the last couple of years. Our total position for this aristocrat, $9,105.31. And this position produces $175.82 in dividend income. Not quite the banger that Canadian Imperial is, but we'll take it. Great high quality dividend.
Big ag.
Big ag is right. No, but I mean, their products are everywhere. They're in every food. Go in the grocery store. We always joke around about the consumer staple companies. ADM has a presence in all of those, whether you know it or not.
That's right, guys. So keep that in mind when you're looking at dividend aristocrat stocks to buy or add to your portfolio. All right, it's time. Let's dive into my fourth biggest position here, guys. We're talking about the duck. Bird hasn't featured the quack in a while, but we're bringing the quack here. Aflac, ticker symbol AFL. Big insurance right here. Obviously, they make their earnings on premiums and hopefully having a lower actual loss history in the year. And guys, Aflac, another dividend aristocrat here. We're talking about on the list. Bert had the first one with ADM. So the first aristocrat in my largest five is Aflac. $16,382. And it produces $433.82 in forward dividend income, cranking it out over $100 a quarter, which reinvest obviously into well over one share every quarter. So just growing. It's a steamroll. They have a great dividend growth rate as well, as you guys know. Just been solid.
Yeah. So see, I think mine's in a very similar sector, right, Lanny? Kidding.
Right? Maybe.
Number 4 for me is the pandemic darling. UPS, ticker symbol UPS. We bought this company just history wise several years ago, but then we also kept buying and adding in the pandemic too when the price fell, because it was funny seeing what was happening with UPS and FedEx's stock price at that time. Everyone's stock prices were collapsing, but once the pandemic started and people started switching to e-commerce, you saw those trucks just come flying by your house. You knew something was up and that they would be one of the winners here. So that's when my wife and I took the chance to start loading up on UPS in our portfolio, and that's how they cracked our top 5 here. And now, again, look outside. Look at the deliveries. How many times do you see that UPS truck and that guy in the brown suit just come out and put a package on your porch or one of your neighbors? That's why I love this company. I think they're well positioned for the economy going forward. In total, we have 9,377.45. They just barely beat out Archer Daniels Midland here, producing $289.93 of forward dividend income.
Yeah, when you think about that yield difference right there, I mean, very similar size in your portfolio, Bert. But man, UPS definitely is producing, over $114 more of income, which is pretty phenomenal right now.
Yeah, I know it's great. The yield above 3% moment, so it's great. Lanny, we've gotten through the first two on the list, right? Not the first two, I guess the last two, because that would be 4 and 5. Why don't you tell us about your third largest position in your portfolio?
All right, guys, it's time to get defensive on us over here. Now, this stock was the stock I was referring to about over 10 years in my portfolio. Never added to it, but man, this thing has grown. It's now worth, again, this is well, actually, I haven't even mentioned the name yet. That probably would help. Lockheed Martin, LMT is the ticker symbol. Not quite a dividend aristocrat yet, but they are well on their way. Um, again, their biggest competitor, General Dynamics, is Lockheed Martin, $17,676,
Man,
producing about $462 in forward income. Oof.
yeah. Don't talk about father time, Lanny. This was one of the OGs of your portfolio. This had to be, this wasn't number
Definitely,
one, but it was definitely in your top
yeah, it was
five first
probably
purchases, right?
yeah, it could have been like the true fifth dividend stock purchase of the portfolio. Started out, and everybody can check out some articles I'm sure I've written about it, but I started out with about $2,005 in this
Yeah.
position. So it has
So,
grown over 8x.
all right. So zoom out the chart here. 10 years ago, Lockheed Martin stock price was not even at $100 per share. So obviously, that's what happens. Again, we'll just keep saying it. Get that money into the market and let the market do the work for you. This could not be a better example of what happens when you just push and get everything you can into a position.
I tell you what, though, bro, we're about to slide into some of our true top five foundation
Oh,
stock
yeah.
here when we talk about your portfolio here.
This is one of the OGs in my portfolio too. Procter and Gamble, ticker symbol PG. Yeah, they are one of our top five foundation stocks, the consumer staple giant, one of the goats of the investing sector. We have $12,080.35 of Procter and Gamble. This position produces $304.50. So it's a great, I couldn't be happier to have one of our top five foundation stocks represent one of my top five foundation positions here in my portfolio.
That's amazing. I'm actually really jealous. Who here has Procter in their top five positions in their stocks? Let us know in the comments, guys. All right, so let's pop over to my number two in my top stocks in my portfolio, guys. Bert had him at number five in his slot. This company actually slots in at number two, very surprisingly. It's Archer Daniels, ticker symbol ADM. I have $18,132 in my portfolio, producing $350 in income.
I told you guys we went ham when ADM dipped down. Lanny and I went ham. Lanny had more cash available. He threw it in there. We both took advantage of it. Pulling up the chart now. I'm trying to just put a timestamp to this because it was in the 40s. So I think this happened. It was in 2016. I'm pretty sure is when we jumped all over ADM. That was when I think we made our move.
Either which way, another dividend
A lot.
aristocrat. My second one. So,
It's great.
but Bert,
So
I'm very excited to get back into yours here.
yeah, I feel like I feel like I'm watching like the NBA draft lottery here because you know how they go backwards and there's like the surprise pick of what's number two. So everyone's then it's just like, oh my gosh, who got the first position here? The only reason I'm saying that is because the number two position in my portfolio is Johnson and Johnson, ticker symbol JNJ. We've been adding one share every week of Johnson and Johnson since March 2021. The reason why I'm saying that's so surprising is because for buying that much that consistently, I could see why somebody would have expected that to be my number one position, but it's not. There's one stock I have that has a larger market value in my traditional account. After this strategy of buying Johnson and Johnson, we're in the 80 plus shares range now. We're closing in on 100. Market value is 14,369.14 for dividend income $381.64.
Huge, Bert. Huge. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, definitely has a solid spot to it. Number two being, about 2.3 thousand more than Procter. So you've got two foundation stocks. Boom, boom.
Yep. There, I love it. It's a great number one. So Lanny, Big reveal time. Let's see, everyone. Can you hear my drum roll?
Joy to no. All right, so number one, guys, this is gonna be funny. Again, this is you're going on a run, you're going on a target run, ticker symbol TGT. Target stock. Wow. Number one spot right now. Again, we're not considering ETFs
Yeah,
or mutual funds in this consideration, because if
yeah.
so, we all know VYM would have crushed this for me. But Target TGT has over $20,370 worth of value in my stock portfolio right now. And this stock produces about $533 in forward dividend income.
Number one for me, Target, ticker symbol TGT as well. We have 15,187 and 24 cents, producing $397 of dividend income. But Lenny, you know what's the scariest thing about this right now?
Scare me.
They were both pretty solid. Target was pretty solid number one compared to number two on our list. Target stock price is down 28% year to date. They have gotten crushed since May.
So
Imagine how much larger the lead would have been if we did this same video 3 months ago.
insane, guys. So there we do have it. Another dividend aristocrat rounding out the number one spot in both of our stock portfolios. Again,
Yeah.
no ETFs, mutual funds, or other accounts being considered here for both Bert
Yeah.
and me. But man, Bert, how many aristocrats did you have there then?
ADM, Procter, Johnson & Johnson, and Target. So that's it, 4 plus aristocrats. And what about you, Andy? It's
I only had the three, man.
But you know what's crazy too? Also take away, we talk about how lesson one here is father time. I think another lesson here too is just because you're a dividend growth investor doesn't mean you have to buy and have your largest positions be high dividend yielding stocks. None of these companies the only one is Canadian Imperial that has a yield above 5%. In fact, the only other one on this list that has a yield above 3% is my UPS position. Everything else is 2% or just below 2%. So we preach it all the time. You don't chase yield, you chase quality dividend growth.
I very, very good point right there, guys. So high quality takes care of itself over time. And Bert has a bunch of positions here where he's invested one time or in one section of a year and has pretty much set it and forget it, like Archer Daniels, Procter Gamble, et cetera, et cetera. Even Target was probably one of those two where you really haven't invested anymore.
Yeah, I haven't purchased any of those three stocks in a long time. It's just been reinvestment and go.
Yeah, I would say it's probably similar for me with Target, Lockheed Martin, and I may have nibbled at Archer Daniels every now and again, maybe.
Yeah, so everyone, obviously this was a more fun discussion based video. Let us know in the comment section who are your top 5 stocks. Were you shocked by our top 5? Let us know. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. Give this video as big of a thumbs up as you can as we all work towards financial freedom.
Guys, we appreciate the stop by. Can't wait for the feedback. If you need direct access to our dividend stock portfolios, check the link in the description because we keep it fully transparent for you. We always will, and it's always out there for you guys. Again, we appreciate it. That was Bertha Hurt and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.